That was sad. Okay, welcome to Barcelona. Oh, the Spanish Grand Prix. It's good to be back to FC2, and we had a little bit of a delay this morning, but hopefully all of you guys are here, whether it's afternoon now for most of us, or even after dark for a few. Welcome to Spain for FC2, Barcelona Grand Prix. It's going to be a good one today. All Boat Utils on this track here, and boy, we're getting ready to go. All these drivers are getting ready to practice down through here, and we're getting ready to go in just a few minutes here. I believe, let's see, another 5 minutes to 3:40 p.m. PT, or EDT, whatever that was. And then we are going. So, FC2 After Dark is what this one is, and hopefully we'll have some pretty crazy things going on here. I'm curious to see. I have no idea what happened in the FC1 race. I wasn't there. So this will all be brand new for you and me as well, possibly. Let's tell Laser. Yup. Oh, I literally got home like 20 minutes ago. So here we go. We need to spectate this dang race so we can see exactly what goes on. Oh, speaking of, there he goes. Makes it a little bit easier for me. Holy cow, we got a crew going. At least 10 people in this first heat, and they're all crowding up here in these boxes here. Fantasy has the fastest time in FC2, putting himself in the first position here. NVXA, Life Network,
I'm not
Flipdash, Satumni, Ludofax, Storm Rage, Iltis, That Wall are all in your first round of qualifying. How many people are in this dang this dang heat or event? It's event info, I think. Event info FC2 around 20. We're around 24, around 10. There we go. How many people are queued up? 20 signed drivers. If you want to be a signed driver as well, or all you have to do is show up, click the little teal button that looks like this, and you'll be added in. You'll miss the first round of qualifying and possibly the second round too, but you are more than welcome to start from the back of the grid. I think my co-commentators are gone, so it'll be just me today. That's okay. That's okay. Here we go then. Looks like we're getting ready to go. Fantasy leading off this group here. They'll have 6 minutes to sit. Oh, but somebody's not here. There we go. The classic form of letting somebody know that you're waiting up on everyone else. Looks like Brecca got added to the 10th heat as well, or the 10th spot in this first heat. There we go. 6 minutes to set the fastest time they can between all these guys. The fastest time. We'll put him on pole position. Fantasy definitely has a big shot of doing that, and we'll watch him go through his first lap on the Barcelona circuit here. He will go around. Let's see. So an interesting thing about this section, the turn 1 sequence is probably one of the hardest parts on this track here, and but hopefully all the drivers have been learning it enough so that way they can get it more consistently. Fantasy, of course, being one of the top drivers, he should be able to get through pretty well here. Go to the up through this hill. We are using a mod called Boat Utils. If you haven't noticed, that we are allowed to go completely up blocks with no slowdowns or anything. So here comes the block stuff for Fantasy. Perfect from him. And boy, this is already looking like the fastest time you can get on the board. But yeah, we're allowed to go through up blocks seamlessly, which makes the action just a little bit more interesting with the elevation gains, because it does make a difference in terms of you know, your eyesight, and you know, going down a hill is slightly different compared to normal. And Fantasy already going through the first well, I should say that they did start from the pit lane, so
it's like Adam.
that first lap actually doesn't mean much. He's just here to show off. How much for the wheel? Oh gosh, any amount.
Bro, what are you doing?
Any amount for the wheel. But we're eliminating 1 spin per person. There you go. There's a second heat if you want to see your name up there. We'll run through them later. But for now, we're watching Fantasy through his first lap here, his first real time here. NVXA is also good to look at. Satumni as well. Storm Rage also, I think. Good set and a good time. An okay turn there. Not as good as that first lap for Fantasy, but still, should be pretty fast. compared to the rest of the group. He's actually catching up to the guy who started in 10th, which is Brecky here. And hopefully... Oh, he will. I think... yeah, Fantasy's going to slow down here and wait and give him time. So he's going to ditch that lap. Interesting from him. But the rest of the group are coming in. Life Network is the next one to go up. Well, after NVXA will go. So here we go. A 1:11.2 from NVXA won't give him much. Life Network sets the fastest time at 1:07.55 is the time to beat. Blip Dash doesn't get there. Not enough. 1:07.9 from him. So Tummy's coming in. Could be pretty fast from him. 1:07.8 just in front of Blip, but not enough to get in front of Life Network. Our next grouping of people, Ludofax is coming in. It'll be a 1:11.8 as well. So another tie, I believe. There we go. There's more times coming in. Storm 1:09.2. Ludo 1:11.8 won't get him anywhere. That wall coming in. He's going to get a 1:07.8. Boy, tight grouping up here in the top group of times. From Life Network all the way down to the newest time, which is Iltis Zamor just added. Blip Dash. Only 3/10 between all of these guys. And you can see Brecky putting in a 1:08.3. There's Fantasy's good lap. He just set the fastest one of the group. A 1:06.6. Dominating the rest of them by a whole second. And Vic says the second one to go through. He improves 1:07.8 from him. But nowhere near Fantasy's time. Neither will Life Network get. He's not improving. Blip won't improve. So Tommy is up a whole second. This could be it to push him up to second. I don't know if he's going to be able to get first. 1:06.9 should put him in second place there. Next up, coming down the line is, we got to be careful. There's some people on track there. Ludofax up 2 seconds. Of course, his first lap wasn't that fast, but it'll only put him in ninth. So he's got to work a little bit harder to get some good times. And Storm Rage up by a whole second, 1:07.6, but not enough. Here comes some guys on track that shouldn't be. Pixie Bloom here doesn't realize what's going on as that wall comes in. Won't improve there. Iltis and Moore won't improve either. Brecky can't as well. So, Fantasy looks like he was off there at the starting spot, ditching that lap, getting a good run up and good space for his next one. So he's trying to figure out behind Brecky here the amount of space he needs, because he keeps having to slow down, and he won't try and overtake Brecky because they're trying to set the fastest lap they can here. So Fantasy definitely losing some time, but he's willing to wait it out and give himself some free air, because that's definitely what you would want on a qualifying lap. There he comes through the downward turn here, which I still don't know the fastest line through there, if you can jump the curb a little bit, but surely Fantasy knows what's going on. Ludofax is setting a 1:07.4, putting him in third place right now. But still, Fantasy nowhere... no one too close to him except Satumni is only 3/10 down. But everyone else is so close. Between Ludo and NVXA, it can go... Oh, even that wall, Blip Dash, they're all within such a little time between each other. Only a few tenths. Iltis and Moore gets a 1:07.8. Brecky probably won't improve there. Fantasy won't either. He's got one more lap, though. NVXA coming through just a tick, which could be useful here, since it's so tight in that group, but I think he's lost it on the last turn, and he did. Oh gosh, here we go.
Quasar super chatted $2.44. Wheel.
Alright. Quasar has requested the wheel, and we will do the wheel after qualifying, for sure. We'll have to boot it up, but thank you very much. That Polish currency, I believe, I think is what that is. Exciting. Alright, well, we'll continue down. Fantasy doesn't look like he's on a good lap. Luda will have one more to go. Storm is going to have another. Iltis and Moore is even. Where can we find Iltis? Is that him there? No. There he is. Oh, there we go. Huge improvement from Iltis right now. He's in 10th right now. He's bottom of the grouping right now. But can this 8/10 now? He won't get another lap in, so this is it for him. Can he improve a little bit to get some time in? He will. He'll beat Brecky, but only Brecky. Tying Blip Dash. If he only had a few more tenths, he would have gone so far up the order. Brecky actually does improve, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. NVXA is up a whole second. This could be huge, actually. 106.8. That's going to put him in second. 2/10 behind Fantasy and only a 10th in front of Satumni. Can Storm Rage do anything about it? That's not Storm, but Blip Dash up 3/10. 107.6 from him. That's going to jump up a few positions. Satumni only ties it. So he's going to have to hold on that third. If he had one more 10th, he could have easily gotten that second position at the first row. That's not going to be it. That wall, I believe, is our last. Storm isn't going to be improving. That wall is somewhere back here. I'm not sure where he went. Where did he go? There he is. Oh, it looks like he did mess up the block stop there. So that wall will not be improving, and neither will the rest of the field. How close is this order? Your first three, Fantasy, NVXA, and Satumni, are only 3/10 off from each other, and the rest of them are only a few more tenths. I mean, 0.85 behind from Ludo and 1.3 from Iltis. That's a tight grouping there. Only, what, 5/10 between that many drivers? That's impressive. All those guys. Well, we got a second. We got a second round of qualifying. Can any of these guys split that group or jump them? We'll have to see. Juge is the top of the list in this grouping. S Johnny right behind him. Dogska as well. Verlio and Shurzasam both rocking the duplicate Steve skin. Let's hopefully we don't get confused there between those two. There's Sakala's next. Castlebricks, Tapasoro, Trippy Hen as well. Oh, we got one more group. Chromazor, Nows, and Adam's Apple. I don't think has he set a time. Has Adam set any time? We can check. Oh, he's not even here. There he is. He set a 108.2 as his fastest time. That's gonna be tough to beat for him if he can't do it, considering no practice time for him. But he's more than capable of doing so. So anyway, Jude will lead us off into our first outlap here. Oh. Make a wheel with an option, Castle P1 in addition to normal reverse grid. No, we'll do the normal wheel. Don't worry, guys. The normal wheel will be the wheel. We'll have to pull it up again from Sonic's DMs. But here we go. So Juge, leading off the pack. He has a huge advantage here because he shouldn't have anyone get in his way. He has so much room in front of him that it won't be too much of an issue from Juge. But meanwhile, maybe the people behind, people like Adam, might have to fight through these people who are a little bit newer to boat racing compared to his time here and experience. He's definitely the oldest driver in this group, this FC2 race today, and pretty much everyone in the community. So Adam will try and get his way around in this qualifying. Hopefully, no mistakes. But anyway, Juge is going to start us off on the first lap here in the second round. Remember all those times from the first round, from like 108s and stuff, that he will try and beat here. But here we go. First sequence here. This first turn sequence is impressive how much you can vary between your times. It looks like he's doing pretty good through here. And solid start for him so far. All the way around this turn here. Go out wide on this one and come deep on the inside a little bit. Quick into that corner. And oh, he's already caught up to some back markers. And wow, that's surprisingly quick. He's going to have to deal with these guys as well. And, oh, he's going to get past one. And, yeah, that's going to be a little bit hard for Juge here. He's got one more to go on this hot lap here. Any mistake and even any way to get around these drivers could... Oh, and he looks like he gets bumped or something there. And, well, this lap will be dead, despite how good he was at the beginning. And there's other drivers fighting this as well as Johnny Games and Adam, both trying to get their way around. And, yeah, the second round could be a little bit tough between them. Actually, Adam might get in front of S. Johnny here on this first lap here. Can they go side by side going to the next one? Looks like they will. This is going to be a little interesting between these three. And looks like S. Johnny has the fastest one at 110 or 110.3, but certainly these guys can go a little bit faster. And Adam will get the best out of that turn. S. Johnny's struggling, or that's not S. Johnny, that's Nose. But S. Johnny as well actually struggling to get through that first sequence. The rest of the times are coming in. Dogson now has the fastest time, a 108.4. There's a caller coming in, and it's a 109.1. Castleberg's coming in. He will be in the 110s or so. 111, I should say. 111.2 for Castle. and Tapasaur as well. Putting in his first time, he was just in front of this group that was causing chaos between the faster guys like Adam and Juge. But still, only a 117. Not enough to get much time in there. Even Adam was able to beat that time with his mistakes. But anyway, we go on to the next group. So Juge was leading us, and there he is. He sets a 107.95, which actually going to beat him quite a few. Adam ties it. And yeah, that's going to put him in front of a few of these guys in this first heat here, huh? I believe, what did he get? A 107.9. So that's going to put him up around here. They did all beat Brecky there, so... but Adam and Juge tied for that spot. Juge will hold on to it because he said it first. As you probably know from last week's F1 race. We have the same system here as they do there. The first time gets priority. But Castlebricks, far from an improvement there. Trippy Hen as well. Toposaurus, though, where we see him? Where did he go? Was he in front here? There he is. 6 seconds in front. Hopefully he can put something together. He's currently in the back of the order here in 12th. 9 seconds behind the top time in this heat. But this 6-second improvement should cut that in about half there. And yeah, that's going to put him up the order in 8th now in this heat. Plus, of course, the 10 drivers in heat 1. So 18th for him right now. Juge coming in. Going to get an improvement here. 107.85. That's going to be a few more drivers in Q1. Adam's going to take that by a tick, though. 107.8 flat. Doxa coming in up half a second. Can it be enough? 107.85. So he's going to tie Juge now. Boy, it's getting real close between these drivers. That's Johnny Games. Not enough. 109.4 from him. Could perhaps be slowed down by the drivers in the front. Sergio Sam 108.050. Pretty good from him. That's in 4th in this heat. Corsaurus far from an improvement on that lap. Taposaurus is on another improvement lap, but only just a little bit. Castlebricks as well by a whole second here. He's currently in 10th. A whole second can put him in a good spot in around 8th or so. And that last turn, significantly better. 109.6 for Castle. That's going to put him in 8th in this heat. Toposaurus up by only a tick, so I don't know if that's going to get any improvement for him. It is improvement, but only by a tick, so no placements gain. Trippy Hand far from a improvement there. Juge can't find one more, but neither can Adam, but they both will have one more lap to go. Adam actually might have 2 laps to go if he gets this next lap correctly. Rest of the drivers coming in now is on a big improvement, 2.3 seconds. Some big improvements for these drivers in the back now. Verlio up half a second, and he will get another lap as well, Verlio. S. Johnny Games will not, with a 108.8 for S. Johnny, putting him in 5th in this heat. Won't get any more chances. The rest of them coming through. Lursicala up 3/10. Going to move him up 1 position. Bumping now is down to 8th. Toposaurus on another improvement. Man, this guy has improved every single lap, I think. Castlebricks coming in. No improvement there. Here's Top. Oh, maybe not that last turn. I think he messed it up. So the last lap may not be his best one here. So, we've got anyone else going? I believe we have Dogska. No improvement there. Now is up 8/10 here coming into the last turns. And that could push him up quite a few spots if he's able to hold on to this. 5/10 now, but he's got to be careful of Dogska also right next to him in this first little bit here. He's lost some time now. Can he hold on to that last turn? Oh, he's lost so much of it. He's only a 10th up now. And, oh, 5/10 was dropped there on those last few turns. Unfortunately, he won't get any extra positions because of it. Let's find our Lursicala might be improving. I don't think he will, though. I believe Adam is not an improvement. Looks like he's probably going to be our last driver coming in, and don't think he's going to improvement, but he could pull off something amazing in these last few turns. We don't know. This block stop turn could easily save so much time if he gets it right, and he whiffs it. Oh, poor Adam. But, oh, there's some lag going on for him as well. That's not good. There he goes. And looks like the order will finish there. So there is the Heat 2. I believe we only have 2 heats. Could be wrong on that. There we go. There's the full order. So Adam and Juge. Adam found himself in 8th place on that second group there, but that's still Fantasy finds himself in the top position. NVXA and Satomni in the top 3. Where did Juge end up? 10th there. Dog's got an 11th. That's another deal. Brecky, the only driver in Heat, the last driver in Heat 1, had fallen all the way to 14th for him. And hopefully we're getting ready to go here for the full race. There we go. Looks like we're getting ready as soon as we can. Fantasy holding down the top spot. Can he do it? 16 laps, 2 pits for this race. NVXA also in the first row. Satomni right behind. Ludofax in, where is that? 4th. Life Network in 5th. Storm in 6th. Blip Dash will be in 7th place. Oh, there we go. Adam now in 7th place. I think somebody got moved back. I don't know what's going on. Adam now in 6th. That Wall in 7th. Juge in 8th. Dogska in 9th. Ildas and Moore in 10th. 11th will be Serge Assam's spot. Brecky will be in 12th. S. Johnny Games only is able to get that 13th. Now is in 14th. Verlio in 15th. Larissa Kala in 16th. Castle in 17th. Tapasora in 18th. Trippy Hen in 19th. Chrome in 20th. And then looks like it's Ludo and Fantasy who got pushed all the way to the back in qualifying. Oh, did we get one more? Oh, no. No, this is an issue. They're both in the same spot. Oh, I forgot about the wheel. Thank you, guys. We got to do the wheel. Wait, wheel time. Hold on. I forgot. Did my keybind work? No, it didn't work. Okay, let's turn it off for a second. Okay, let me pull up the wheel from Mr. Sonic Gamer, wherever his messages are. There we go. All right, here's the wheel, guys. We got one spin. There'll be one spin from Quasar. If it hits reverse grid, we will be reversing the entire grid. If it doesn't, we're back to normal. So hopefully your donation will be worth it, and we will pull the reverse grid. Maybe? Oh, not enough, though. Not enough. So unfortunate that just barely not enough. We will be in a normal grid here. So, no free spins, no. There's no free spin. Okay. All right. Well, looks like we're ready to go now. Dumblesaurus is thankful, and Blip as well, that they can start further up the grid. But so NVXA will now take the top spot. Satomni in second here. Here we go. Laser making sure everyone is actually in.
22. Good. All right. Well,
everyone is actually in their boats and paying attention. And there you go, you can see them. Check to make sure everyone's holding W's to see they're in their boat, except this guy in the back here. There's two of them. They're not in their heads. Well, at least one of them is. I don't think Ludo is, though. No, Fantasy isn't. They're good. They're both good. All right, well, here we go.
Okay. Even though I've built it,
the order is ready, and we'll begin. In 3, 2, 1. It is lights out. Away we go in the FC2 for the Spanish Grand Prix. NVXA will take the top spot. Trying to hold on for this first chicane. It could be interesting here. Any mistake will cause huge carnage through here. The top 3 I'll get through. The next 3 as well. Little chaos here. Looks like Chrome messes up a little bit. Brecky comes through, and Fantasy will cut all the way through this first grid before even the first turn. Ludo as well. And here we go. So NVXA still holding on top. Satomni right behind him, but there's still action way in the back here. Jude, S. Johnny, and Castle all within limbo of each other. Although I think the front 2 are right next to each other. Here they are, coming up the hill on this first lap here. And, well, gosh, it's so close between these two. NVXA just barely holding on, but who will do the block stop better? I think NVXA still has it. The third position is also being fought for between 3 drivers here. Whoa, boy, we got 2 battles going in right at the beginning here. Who's going to go to the pit stop? There's 2 pits these drivers need to do. And, boy, they're all holding on. Who will go to the pits the first lap? Looks like Blip will take that.
Oh, there you go. Good exit onto the back straight. That was beautiful.
And Adam currently holds on to the 3rd spot now. NVXA has a little bit more room here in this first turn. A little bit better than he did in the beginning of the race. But Satami looks like he's catching up a little bit to that first sequence.
What happened?
And Adam has managed to break out of that limbo with Iltis. And so he will hold on to that spot. Looks like he missed Satami trying to go on the outside of NVXA, but it's not going to be enough yet. Down the inside, could he have it there? Not quite. Not quite. One of these next few turns, can he hold on NVXA?
Ideal.
Barely. He's still doing it. This is where you think Satami might want to enter the pits. Behind the leader here. We'll have to see through this block stop. Who can take it better? Oh, Satami whiffs it.
Oh, Stumney messed
And
up.
here-
Hello.
And Adam says he is welcome to that and is going to push on Satami now for that second spot.
Ooh.
So, who's going to decide to enter the pits now? Adam definitely has an idea to do so. And Satoni as well, but none of them will. So here's your spot. Blip also pit early. So your second, your third, your fourth, and your fifth will be in Storm Rage's position here now. All within a little bit of a line here, but of course we know mistakes will easily change the course of this race. Currently, NVXA pulling away from the pack here, 1.8 seconds to the second of Satomni.
Bizarre. That wasn't supposed to happen.
But certainly that block stop will be quite variable, and the first turn sequence will be what determines your pace on this race. The other turns, not so much. And, boy, Satomni's dropping back a little bit from the leader of NVXA right now.
A little.
Let's see if he'll enter the pits, or even Adam might as well. We'll have to see through this next lap. Here comes the block stop.
See it.
A little bit deep for Satomni.
That's not good, Chief. That's not good.
But, oh, no capitalization from there. But Storm Rage was able to get past Iltis by going too deep. Brekkie goes wide and completely whiffs it. Castle coming in through. Ludofax has managed to put his way all the way up to 9th from the last spot. Fantasy also right behind in 10th. So these are the drivers who started at the very, very back, who decided that they think they can do it from the back. And no one going in the pits except S Johnny Games here from this front row. They're going to duke it out, especially between these two. Ludo and Castlebricks here for that 8th position. What can they do? Entering the first turn, Ludo has a better entrance. As for the exit, it will be Ludo as well. Castle goes way too wide, and he'll have to give that the position. So, another one to Ludo. Coming around the next turn here, we'll have to take close attention to those guys in the pit. That was Blip, of course, who was the first one in the pits. And he's going to have to get through back markers right now. That wall is the one in front of him. Hopefully not too much of a wall for Blip right now, because he wants to get in front as soon as he can so he can outpace people around him like Adam and Iltis. And Storm now actually entering that. And oh, we got a lot of people coming in through the first turn. That will be Toposaurus and Chrome here for that 19th spot. And looks like Top will slightly edge him out to the next turn. And can he hold on to this through this one? Yeah, Chrome's going way too wide there, and it's not going to be enough. Life Network watching that in the rearview mirror. But the gaps have slowly grown. Fantasy is now duking it out, I believe, with... oh, maybe I'm wrong. It looks like Castle, but I think he got bumped there. Komazora is, yeah, falling quickly behind Toposaurus there. After that mistake... Blip Dash will be entered the pits again, so he couldn't get in front of that wall. And he will use his second pit. And remember that in Ice Boat Racing, pits are a resource. It's not necessarily a necessity. Of course, you do have to need them. You have to do 2 of them. But it's a matter of fact of when you use them. So that way you don't come out in... or so you get out in cleaner air than where you entered. Which seems to have worked for Blip. But of course, he's already used 2 pits, so he won't have any more chances to escape a confrontation. And Life Network also is catching in Blip here. And, oh, there's some lag going on between these two. Hopefully it's not too bad, and it looks like we're back now. Satamani has decided to enter the pits behind Adam. He couldn't get past, but he thinks he can do it by entering the pit lane first and outpacing him before Adam has to enter the pits. We'll have to see. I believe somebody just went through and didn't pit. Was that Trippy Hen? Maybe he did earlier. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but Satamani getting past already. Sort of just saw him there on the first turn. Juge and Castlebrooks will both be entering the pit lane at the same time. You can see that on the right there. And we'll continue going through here. So Storm Rage is slowly trying to get past Adam, but he just got past Chrome there, looks like. And he's trying to set his eyes more on Adam now. Since he got past Iltis, it looks like that he'll be pushing for more and more positions here with Adam being the next one in his sights. They have quickly gone away from NVXA. It looks like Adam's going to enter the pit. Interesting choice from him. I think he might want to defend off the drivers who pit before him, which was Satamani.
What the hell is this lion?
And yeah, so now Satamani won't get that chance to outpace Adam and beat him, as long as Adam does a good pit stop here. So he's going to go into the steak and carbs pit lane here. Come out 2.5 seconds, pretty fast from him.
Come on,
And here-
go.
There goes. I think that was just Satamani right there. So I think he's far behind, but there's a group of three guys he's going to enter himself in. He's got to be really careful here. Can he get past them? He got past two of them. Boy, I don't know if that was the right call from Adam. If he thought he was going to hold off Satamani, he certainly couldn't. He's so far away from Satamani, and he got himself in the fray with three of those drivers. That could have been really bad for Adam. And Satamani has taken that way far and has gapped him incredibly far. So
Hey, Chroma.
that's only going to play room for people like Storm, who now don't have to necessarily pass Adam, just have to outpace them on track. Or outpace him on track. So, but it looks like he's actually not going to. He's going to enter the pit lane as well. So, second, third, and fourth all enter the pit lane within 3 laps of each other. And we'll see how he compares to the drivers of Adam and Satamani. He's going to enter the first pit lane here, the Alpig pit lane, I believe, and come out. Fantasy, I think, is right behind him as well. And Fantasy slowly really in this top group, not too far behind for him, considering he started in the back. And here comes Adam. Can he get in front? Looks like he won't. Oh, and he gets bumped too. Here comes Sergio Sam, who takes the domino effect. And unfortunately, we're going to have one more? No. Almost. But, all right, so boy, I don't know if those pits were the most wise decisions there, considering Storm pit from clean air to try and get in front of Adam, but instead he gets bumped, and Adam did the same thing a few laps ago. So now people like Ludo and Iltis have such a big advantage. Let's check what they're doing on right now.
I'm holding Ludo back.
He's saying he's holding Ludo back, and he certainly is. Ludo 2 seconds behind, so he's getting into the pit lane now from third. And we'll see what he compares, of course, to that big group who all pit once. Only 3 drivers haven't entered the pit lane yet. Or, excuse me, now 2 with Ludofax going in now. That's Iltis and NVXA, your leader, which is 12 seconds in front of Iltis. Which is a crazy amount.
Oh.
So there goes Adam. There goes Storm. So I think Ludo's just a little bit far behind in order to get anything done here between that group. And he'll come out right in front of Juge there, who, oh wait, it's actually going to be a little bit closer than I thought there. These guys are going to be battling for P6 between these two, Juge and Ludo, with, of course, Fantasy now catching up, watching it all behind. Any mistake from either of these two drivers will make an easy move for Fantasy, which obviously, if you don't want someone like Fantasy just running through the field like that. So here we go. Comes to the drop-down turn, Fantasy taking much sharper turn there. Juge and Ludo both dead even between these two. Surprised with all this battling, Fantasy hasn't caught up a little bit quicker. And, oh. What's going on here? Oh, no. I think I know what's going on here. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, I honestly don't know what was there. Ilizamore is in the pits now. He'll be the last driver to
My
go
hand
in.
is so rusty
NVXA already
today.
did, and
My hand
actually,
is so rusty today.
boy, we missed it, but I think Satamani. Oh, that's not Satamani. Tony has gotten in front of NVXA by 2 seconds. So I don't know what happened between all of those laps, but Satamani will now take the lead of the race with 4 seconds between these two, to Adam, of course. Well, 2 seconds between them. So here is your battle for the lead right now. Of course, people like Juge and Blipdash are using their second pits now, and very well could change things. But, so here we go. So, Satamani in front, NVXA in second, Adam will be in third right now. There's your top podium. But can it be stolen by Storm, Iltis, or Ludo?
Laser right there.
And we're 10 laps in of 16. So here's Laser Gun. I'm not sure what's going on here between
Yeah,
him.
I don't think so.
He's on different corners of the track. I have no idea. Well, okay, I'm so confused on what he's doing, but race control shenanigans, you know, they work some magic, and maybe that's part of it. I'm not too sure. But here we go. So Adam and Storm both entered the pits at the same time here between these two. So Adam taking the first.
Oh, for buddy.
And 2.5 from him. Storm is going to take one of the last one in the racing comma section.
All right,
Adam
let's
will
go.
get in
It's on,
front.
Storm. It's on.
Just barely there between those two. Here we go, the first turn sequence. Adam coming in through. They both got all their pits done, including some of the other drivers. So Blipdash actually not too far off in this group. There he is there, 2 seconds behind Storm. And remember, Adam is in your podium position, Storm in fourth. So Blipdash could be looking at a fifth or even a sixth or even a fifth place here. Before the others pit, like Larisacala and Fantasy. Of course, Fantasy is probably running down these drivers, outpacing almost everybody if he has clean air. And Satamani will now enter the pits, looks like. So we'll see how he does. Of course, the other drivers will be passing him, including Iltis and more, Fantasy, and maybe Lairs as well. But so far, so clean so far for... so far, so clean for Fantasy. There goes Iltis, getting past Satamani.
There's not
And-
Iltis run.
Fantasy will get past him as well, actually. Of course, Fantasy only has one pit, so Fantasy still has a lot of work to do in these last 4 laps. So Tony was able to get just in front of Lairs there, and of course, Lairs has one more pit as well. So, what can Tommy do behind these backmarkers? Because of course, NVXA wasn't too far behind Tommy here, and you know, with backmarkers and people slowing him down, Tommy could very easily lose his pace to NVXA here, who has, well, more or less clean air through this section, and he will, looks like he'll stay out more. He will. So this is huge advantage for second place here in NVXA to gain the win here, but we'll have to see towards the end of the race. We got 3 laps to go. He will have to enter the pit at some point during that time, and more drivers coming in through. Lairs and Satamani are right next to each other, these two. And Surgeon Time will be in front of him. Looks like Fantasy messed up somehow. And Satamani's catching him. Of course, Fantasy only on 1 pit. And looks like, oh, they're both getting past a driver there. Side by side between these two. Identical pace right now. Satamani and Fantasy. Boy, they're so close. Satamani going on the inside. He might get a little bit, but I think Fantasy has a better exit speed. He will. Not going to be enough to change the positions here. Here comes the next turn. Satamani goes a little bit wide. Fantasy just a little bit less. But they're still side by side between these two. Satamani takes an earlier turn, and I think that's going to be the bane of that sequence there. Although he has a faster exit speed now, and Fantasy actually scrapes on that section. So I think Satamani will take this one. Fantasy's got to yield and try again. Boy, how close was it between those two? And still, no one entered the pits yet, so everyone's just trying to find their pace, find their gap, and push their laps here.
He's been on the grind.
Storm Rage hasn't been able to find the pace to catch up to Adam and make an overtaking move. So Adam's doing a good job holding him off with his pace. And still, the top 2 drivers haven't entered the pits yet. We're waiting significantly for these drivers. That's not one of them, but here comes Ludo coming in with Live Now getting bumped, and that will be an overtake for Ludo, actually, for the 10th spot between those two. Getting blocked, I believe. Who is this in front? Is that Verlio up there? Yes, it is. So now Ludo's turn to try and overtake Verlio, because if he managed to do so, he'll have such an advantage over Life Network. If he gets bumped, though, that'll be a quick turnaround for Life Network to get back his position that he once had. Barcelona Games from the outside looking in between these guys as well. So it's not completely beside these two. Let's check out further up the field again. We need to see what NVXA is up to. Still, he's on his last lap here, so I honestly don't know who's leading this one right now. It's going to be close, I feel, because Satomni's had issues with back markers, but he was in front earlier, so we'll see who has the better pace between these two. NVXA will enter the pits at the end of this lap here. He has to, because it's the second to last lap. And everyone else as well. So Lercy calling out into the pits, but so yes, NVXA, Ilta Zamor, and Fantasy will be pitting this lap now. And see where they come out between the rest of the order. Remember, NVXA and Satomni are battling for that first spot. Fantasy actually has now taken past Adam. We missed that. And then Adam, and then Storm behind with Flip in next. So, can he do it here, NVXA? It's got to be a good pit stop from him. And, okay, he is going, which is good. You never know. Sometimes they forget. It's happened before. But this will be the all-important deciding factor. NVXA's pit stop for the win of this race here. We'll have to see between him and Iltis, or excuse me, Satomni there. Iltis will be coming in behind. 4 seconds between Iltis and Satomni. But it's a very, very short pit lane. Is that Satomni there? It is.
Yeah,
Satomni
clear.
will hold on to first, despite the back markers he had earlier. Has managed to outpace NVXA for this last lap here. He will be leading. Oh my gosh, you just dive bombed right there. My gosh. But Adam and Storm
what the fuck? Someone just
maybe
jumped out
have
of their
found.
boat and went
Oh, and this guy isn't in the race. Okay, well, whatever. Looks like that's gonna actually be the end of Storm's chances of beating Adam here, unfortunately. But it's gonna be tough for him in the end, anyways. Satomni will be taking this one unless anything else happens. Life Network actually will have to disconnect before the end of the race. Only a lap behind, and he will put himself in 13th.
Sorry, I was assassinated by a missile. I saw a rod land there.
Alright, well, here comes Satomni. The last 2 turns here. He's going to have a back mark coming out in front of him. Hopefully he doesn't get bumped here, and he sees it.
No.
All he should do is just release and play carefully, unless, yeah, he should be fine here to win the Spanish Grand Prix. Our Barcelona, Satomni. Nice job, man. NVXA will come in second. The third spot will come to Adam. I don't know what happened to Fantasy. It looks like he dropped all the way to 8th. But Adam and then Storm will be in 4th.
Fantasy. Oh my god.
Blip and Iltis right next to each other for 5th and 6th. Only right behind is Ludofax's 7th position. Fantasy somehow dropped to 8th. I wonder if he just gave the positions up. He didn't want the glory. Possibly. Johnny Games will be in 9th. Juge will be in 10th. There's a call out in 11th. Taposaurus actually still has another lap to go for him. Brecky in 12th. That will put himself in 13th at the end of this one. And I believe we got a ways until Verlio comes in. There he is. Castlebrooks in 16th.
I got
But,
bumped by Adam.
All the drivers you can
Which
hear
like
there
Really?
are
might
just
cost me the position.
talking
to
among
Blitz,
themselves
because
at the race. And the rest of them coming in.
I
Trippyhan
was.
still has another lap to go. Nows will be in 15th. Castlebrooks now in 16th. Serge Assam in 17th. That's actually Juge. Who I think his race finished. So I'm not sure what he's doing. Still on track. Serge Assam is somewhere. I think we just all got snow. And everyone is looking frozen. There they go.
Oh.
Here is your celebrations for Satomni winning the Spanish Grand Prix here for FC2. NVXA in second, and Adam in third
Whoa,
once
let's
again.
go.
All the fireworks of the glory between these guys.
Yeah, yep. And
These guys have seen it
good.
before, so they're not new to it
Now
all.
you,
But
now you feel how I felt in Japan.
interesting
Yoshi,
race here
remember?
between the lead, especially with that qualifying time. they all were so close to each other, and I wonder how one tick or 1/10 between some of these drivers could shake up the entire grid order between these, because it was certainly pretty close, and no guarantees anywhere on the grid for those top 7 at least. But Trippy Hen coming in for 19th there. Glad to see him finish.
But I still have the better fans.
Don't worry, I'll get on your level.
Oh, he's down on my.
Oh. And that, I think, is everyone. There's no one else left on our little bar here, so I'm pretty sure everyone has finished who need to finish. 19 drivers finished.
Oh, that's
not too bad.
Don't watch Yoshi.
And,
Yeah, I know. Let him go through
No.
his phone.
What?
No, that's the
I
jigsaw.
don't even get this. What the hell is this supposed to mean? Am I Jigsaw?
All right.
It's,
Well, there is your full order if you want to see it again, since I'm, of course, winning. A few drivers weren't managed to finish. Live Network is only one lap before he is able to finish, so he couldn't make it. Chrome and Dogska also. DNFs between those two, but the rest of them have managed to finish this race, so that's a pretty good ratio of finishing drivers to starting drivers. All right. Well, we got to look forward to next week, which I should probably check when that one is. Is that Silverstone? No, it's Austria in 1 week. Guys, Austria is one of my favorite tracks. If you're thinking about joining FC2, Austria is your best race. If you didn't make it to Bahrain as your first, Austria is definitely the one to start in. The Red Bull Ring is an exciting track.
Red Bull.
It's they're all saying it there, but Red Bull Ring is such an exciting track. It's super simple considering there's only a few laps, and we can actually take a look. I don't want to. I guess I'm joining, but go ahead. There we go. Oh, jeez. We'll just TP that. I'm here. Hello. This will be the track we'll be racing on, Red Bull Ring 2024, which is such a classic track. It's been the same, I feel like, every year, and boy, it's one of my favorites still. So, like I said, this one will be one of the easier tracks. I'd say it's a little bit easier to learn, simply because there's just less turns to remember, and then you can see everything, and yeah, we'll be having this next week on Sunday. It will be at the normal time, planned to be the normal time. We're not gonna be late this time around, and yeah, the Red Bull Ring, such a good one. How is it gonna be the 3D version? There's a chance that it might have been, but it looks like we'll be okay. And we actually see a race here. The race start. The FC2 drivers decided to go a little bit more, and oh gosh, trying out the first turn of Red Bull Ring, realizing it's a little bit sharper than you think. And yeah, of course, turn 1 and turn 2 are probably the most important parts of this track. This being with this weird water elevator, getting that right. But it's not too hard, although these drivers are really struggling because they haven't done it before. A turn like that. Of course, the guys in the front seem to know what's going on. But yeah, in 1 week time, of course, if you are still newer to the FC community, this is the Junior League to FC1, which raced earlier today. I certainly will be watching it after this ends because I haven't seen the results yet. And I'm excited to see how my team does. And, you know, the driver who replaced me, who was Quazor. So I'll be watching that right after this. And I think you should too if you missed it. Could be a good one. I heard there's something about unsafety cars. And I don't know. I don't know. You'll just have to see. You'll have to see what that is. It looks like they didn't have any for FC2, but just also time to get absolutely destroyed on that turn. But yeah. So if you're still new, of course, join the Discords, which I didn't link. I should have, but Discords, ABG Discord, and the Blue Room, so you can get all the information about FC2 and future streams, including. We will be doing a quick race championship this week. Not sure which day yet. We'll have to see. A quick race championship. We did it last week, and it was such a hit that I think it's wise to do it again because it was so dang fun. I'll put up a list and of fun tracks to race on, and we'll continue that championship. It's an entire league within 1 day, which is pretty interesting, I'd say. And it's all quick races, so there's that as well. Anyway. That will be it for FC2, though. So we will catch you in the next one, and we'll see you at Red Bull Ring. Goodbye.